everyone, it's Hailey, and today I'm going to be doing the Guilty Reader book tag. So it's been a while since I've done a tag video. I really don't do them that often anymore, but I had a bunch of videos I wanted to film today, and it's just not a great filming day. It's one of those days where I just keep messing up my words and just being like blah, 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 blah. So a video that should take me like 15 minutes to film is taking me like half an hour to an hour to film. But I need a video to go up tomorrow, or today if you're hopefully watching this on Wednesday. And I originally had a different video planned, but I just know I'm gonna keep on messing it up, so I just decided to find a tag and just do it. So I honestly don't know if I've done this tag before. I don't know who created it. I will link all that stuff down below, but it seemed like a fun one, so I'm just gonna do it. So question number 1 is, have you ever re-gifted a book that you've been given? The answer to that is no. I don't think I've ever re-gifted a book that I've been given, but I definitely have like given it to someone, but not as a gift. So if you watched my unhaul, then you know that I gave my sister like a box full of books. So I've done that before. I've given people a book that I have been sent by someone, but it's sent to me like unsolicited by a publisher, like whatever, and I'm just not really interested in it. It's not like someone has like gifted me a book and then I'm like, no thank you, and I gift it to someone else. I don't know if that made sense. That was such a long answer. Next is, have you ever said you've read a book when you haven't? And the only case I've done that for is school. There are definitely a lot of books that I was supposed to read for school, but I just couldn't get interested in, so I was like, yeah, I totally read it. Robinson Crusoe is one of them. I was just like, so I just pretended I read it for my class. I also did that with the chrysalids in grade 9, like there are quite a few examples. But outside of school, I haven't done that before, because then like what if someone asks me a question about it? I'm like, I don't know, and as it is, I don't remember anything from books. Question number 3 is, have you ever borrowed a book and not returned it? And the answer to that is yes, I have. I know, I'm one of those terrible people, but in my defense, I was like, do you want it back? And they were like, no, so then I just kept it. So I feel like that doesn't count. That was like a past me though. I would never do that anymore because I know how annoying that can be. But I really don't lend out my books anyways. Question number 4 is, have you ever read a series out of order? And I don't believe so. I feel like I would just be really confused, so unless it was a series that it wasn't like consecutive books, then I would do it with that, but I don't think I ever have. Question number 5, have you ever spoiled a book for someone? And once again, I don't think so. I also have never really been spoiled by someone. I've only like accidentally spoiled myself when I'm going on to Goodreads to like add a book and then I'm adding its sequel and I see like the first sentence or I see something in the comments of a video, but I've never had someone like actually spoil something for me, and I really don't think that I've ever spoiled anything for anyone else because I really try to not do that because it sucks. Next is, have you ever dog-eared a book? And I have not, but I'm not opposed to it. The whole idea that books are this sacred object that you can't hurt and like blah 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 blah, frankly that's just bullshit in my opinion. Obviously I think the story itself is a sacred thing, it's a beautiful work of art, but the book itself is fine. I love when my books end up worn and torn because that means that they have been read and well loved. A lot of my books aren't like that just because I have so many books and I don't like toss them around. I'm just naturally careful with them. The only thing that bugs me is if a book gets wet, because then it's just so big and like crinkly and that's annoying. But even so, it shows that that book has been read and it has lived life and passed through many hands. And I think that's the beauty of it. You see that that story has been shared with many people time and time again. So I think the idea of dog-earing pages with like your favorite quotes or something like that is really beautiful. So I haven't done it, but it doesn't bug me. I am sorry, I went off on a tangent there. Next is, have you ever told someone you haven't read a book when you have? And this is also no. I like talking about the books that I have read, so I feel like the only instance would be if it was like an embarrassing book, but I'm not generally embarrassed by things, so if I've read Twilight, which I guess some people would find embarrassing, but like whatever, which I have read Twilight, I'm not gonna lie about it to seem cool. Next is, have you ever skipped a chapter or a section of a book? And I definitely have. This was something I did more so when I was a kid, but there were certain characters when something was told in like multiple perspectives, I would only want to read about the one character, so I would skip all the other characters and skip to the character that I liked, their perspective. But now sometimes if I get bored of a book, I will skim through the ending because I'm like, meh. And finally, Have you ever badmouthed a book you actually liked? I definitely have before, because there's flaws with like every single book. Like even The Book Thief, a lot of people will be like, I didn't like it, and I'm like, I understand that, I can appreciate that. I think it's a beautiful work of art, but I recognize that a lot of other people wouldn't like it, and that's because it's different, it's weird. Same with Alice, like same with a bunch of other things. No book is perfect, so I have no problem badmouthing it. I of course like to focus on the positives, but sometimes you just gotta rant. So those are all the questions for this tag. I tag every single one of you because I don't know who has done this tag, I don't know when it's from, I don't know anything. But if you guys like this video, don't forget to subscribe and click that little bell icon so you'll be notified whenever I post. I put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can also follow me on all of my social media, all my handles, links, all that jazz will be down below. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!